Hello everyone, it is NPC Destroyer here, and today I will be continuing with an idea that I started with a couple months ago. You may or may not have noticed the NPC Destroyer's AI Arenas videos that uploaded to my channel, and it was something that it just dawned on me, just kind of a random thought that I had about something I could do with my channel, just for fun. No other reason other than that. And I was testing it out the last couple months, and I figured I might as well, keep with it. Keep doing it just because. So, anyways, back then we had just Team 1 and Team 2. Team 1 versus Team 2, which is very generic and very boring. So, what I have done is I have created 4 AI teams. We have these 4 teams by the names of the Expansionists, the Glass Cannon Collective. Those 2 are fighting today in a best of 3. And then we also have the Turtle Bastion, and lastly, the Relentless Swarm. So those are our teams. And like I said, we have the Expansionists versus the Glass Cannon Collective fighting off today. We have, as you can see, the Expansionists will be on the left side, while the Glass Cannon Collective will be on the right side. At this stage, the AI can randomly select which faction they'll be playing as, and they will remain that way throughout their competition this month and going into next month. I think in the next month as well. So, yeah, they will be retaining that, and will try to retain their colors as best as possible, but with AI battles, they can go any way, any possible way. So we'll never know what happens until we see, the outcome. So yes, first off, the Expansionists versus the Glass Cannon Collective. Expansionists once again on the left side, and the Glass Cannon Collective on the right. Here are the rules for this battle. There is the assassination victory condition. Spawn positions they have to be fixed. Rush timer will be off. I forgot to change that. Game speed normal, and observers, of course, allowed. We will be excluding nukes from these. So, with that being said, let us begin. These are the normal AI battles. The Expansionists versus the Glass Cannon Collective. Let us begin. Alright, so here is our stage for this evening. We have over here for the Expansionists, we have the Contact working with his teammate Rogers. The Contact has gone with Cybran, while Rogers has gone with the UEF. Over here at the Glass Cannon Collective, we've got Graham, who's chosen UEF, and we've also got Fletcher, who has chosen to play as Aeon Illuminant. We're just going to sit back and watch this unfold just for a little bit. They're getting their bearings, collecting their mass, generating ways to produce units. As you can see, we've got the Contact and Fletcher, as well as Rogers, already starting to move their attacking units. or their assault units, into more or less the center area, although Rogers is pulling his back a little bit. Fletcher has decided to move a unit down here to meet Rogers. See how that fight goes. It looks like Rogers is actually getting the upper hand, just by a little bit. They're all prepping their assault units before moving them inwards. We've also got some... Ooh. Here we go. Got some defensive movement here from Graham, as well as Rogers. Some small opening skirmishes there in the first 3 minutes of the match. It looks like Rogers is starting to move his assault tanks down the south end in a larger force than just singular units. Same thing goes for Graham here. He's doing that along the north end to meet the contact. Looks like Rogers just stopped them right here, dead center. Same thing goes for Graham. So Graham is moving a little bit as he detected that loyalist bot moving in towards his territory. We also see the contact taking, or being a little more protective of the center portion of the map here. Moving some assault and artillery units to the center. Southern. Use his command Rogers' attack there. Oh, see, it looks like we've got Graham who's gotten more control over that center area. The center of the map is now firmly in his control as he has far more attack units there, placed there, along with the mobile missile launcher. It also looks like Graham has Mex zone. Graham is showing a little more dominance in the center of the map. Pushback from the even more units to the center stage. Looks like Rogers is trying to probe in from... He was trying to probe in from the south side, but that wasn't working for him, so now he's trying from the north side of Fletcher's spawn position. Now, Rogers has spent so much of his units trying to break in from either side of Fletcher's base here. So he is tremendously underpowered to even plan out a proper assault on his base. Look at the units that Fletcher has here compared to Rogers. Fletcher has far more units at his disposal. Movements, though it looks like Fletcher is playing more defensively in this match, as I would think the Glass Cannon Collective would do. They would put a little more focus into artillery positions. That's what you would expect. Looks like Fletcher is getting bold and utilizing the information that he has on Rogers' military capabilities and beginning a little bit of an assault of his own on... Oh, is he moving north to the contact's base? It looks like that's what he's doing. Base. While he's doing that, looks like Roger is going to move into the center stage as well. He has a little bit of information of the Glass Cannon Collective's units being centered here, and maybe he believes that after this little skirmish here he could slip through from the north side of Fletcher's base. We have yet to see how this will turn out. Oh, and it looks like the Glass Cannon Collective is planning to take the contact out first. See how this goes down. Rogers in the fight, though he has been struggling to amass a large amount of units himself. He is trying to distract Fletcher down here in the south with some smaller battles, but his plan does not seem to be working out in his favor at the moment, as his larger unit is going for a smaller group of units. His smaller group of units is going towards the larger force moving in on his base. His units are pretty split as it stands, and not in ways that will be helpful at all. Expansionists are not doing well here. In on portions of the map that are of no importance, or he is holding position to wait for a more coordinated advance. Rogers is trying his best to hold the line and push Grant out of his wood, but it does not look like he has the numbers moving. May not have the numbers to get them out. But while he's focusing on that, we have Fletcher moving in from the south towards the base. Rogers' units are absolutely split, and this is not going to help his case in the slightest. Although I do think Glass Cannon Collective can eliminate Rogers here on this specific assault, they will have another chance coming very, very soon. And they're just outside the perimeter, and the units are moving in for the kill. Rogers does not have the power to fight back. It looks like Rogers was building up an army for the purpose of creating small fights, smaller scale fights around the map, rather than doing full assaults like the gas. Single shots at his opponents and himself, while also trying to prepare the structures for fights. Once again able to push them back out of his base, but now the glass cannon collective is able to branch out and create secondary bases like this one up in the far north with the land gantry. able to produce experimental units like the Fat Boy Mark II. However, looks like he did not plan out this location very well, as the Fat Boy seems to be trying. There is an experimental Fat Boy moving in from a second land gantry out here in the base of Graham. Excuse me. I have to say I am rather surprised at how well Rogers has been able to defend himself with increasing entirely possible that he invested just enough into research that he is able to fight off larger squads of Rogers of... Oh, Rogers sustained a far better score than the Contact, naturally, but also notably a far better score than the Victor with Graham and Fletcher. What an interesting first match. I will return with you guys shortly. Till then, take a break, relax, and I will see you in just a couple of minutes. Hello and welcome back, everybody, to AI Arena, Match 2 of the Expansionists versus the Glass Cannon Collective. Now, we did see the Glass Cannon Collective defeat the Expansionists in their first match of the day, but the Expansionists did hold out for a lot longer than was expected. So we're hoping to see the Expansionists not just hold out this match, but to also get a victory over the Glass Cannon Collective. If they do, then we will be moving into a round 3, which will be the final round of our best of 3. With that being said, let's get our match underway. Alright, let's see the names of our AI fighters here. Part of the Glass Cannon Collective, we have Eric. And also, we have Riley. Next, for the Expansionists, we have Jaws 2002. Or Jaws for short. And lastly, Hex. Now this is a much different arena setup here. We have 2 smaller islands, as well as 2 large islands that are kind of connected to each other by a bridge. Here, if we have somebody who is playing Cybran, such as Hex up here in the top right section from the Expansionists, if he can deploy naval units, particularly the Geminis. Geminis? I think they're Geminis. Oh, but we do see our first sea factory spawned in by Jaws. He's constructing that just here. I would have expected that from a Cybern player, because they have naval units that can function on both land and sea. Within our first 5 minutes, I do not expect to see much action, but it is interesting to see that the two outside players are favoring air factories this time around. Do see that Jaws just put out his first submarine. Submarine to start. It's a good start. Stealthy option. But he does need to construct a little more to accompany just the singular Tiger Shark. See... Oh, sorry, that's a Gemini. My apologies. Gemini is a fighter bomber from the Cyberns. Oh, we do see a little bit of engagement, but it is just for a lone engineer. Let's just hang back, and I don't think we have to zoom in on that quite yet. Oh, now it looks like Jaws did also put up an air factory to construct an eagle-eyed bomber. Very interesting. Oh, there's a couple of them now, in addition to his two Tiger Sharks. Unfortunately, the Tiger Shark submarines are going to be a little useless in these first 5 minutes, because it does not appear that his opponents are planning on constructing naval factories. Now, it would be beneficial for Hex to get on producing naval factories, as he does have the naval unit that can sprout legs and crawl onto land. We do see a little pushing forward by Riley as he's making his way into Jaws base here. He could have moved in a larger force, but with those bombers there, he decides to pull back a bit until he has more AA with his units. Very small skirmish breaking out. Nothing of concern for the side of the Expansionists. But we do have fighter bombers moving in to take out some of those bombers. However, the Geminis are also coming in to take care of those Weebos, or to at least harass them a little. The Weebos will cause problems if neither Hex nor Jaws are able to deploy any fighters. Fighter bombers can be useful, but on their own, they need a little support from other units. Ooh, taking some shots at Jaws already. Not much is going to come of that. And we do see the Glass Cannon Collective pushing across the center bridge into Jaws territory. Now, Jaws did create some cruisers to launch missiles onto land to try and weed out this force that has been generating here. But unfortunately, it looks like Jaws did not prepare himself for land assaults very well. He was a little too focused on the sea and air dominance, which was not a smart move if he is on the front line. That would be very unfortunate to lose a player so early. But it does happen. And it looks like the Glass Cannon Collective is going to try and retreat with as many units as they have left, but they may not survive. A little bit of support from an AA unit coming in, just as a precursor to a bit larger of the force moving in here to defend a couple of engineers, hoping to move up with this small batch of units that are fighting for their lives against bombers and cruise missiles. Looks like they are attempting to get out of there. Those cruisers coming in for some direct support. Keeping Jaws in the fight a little while longer. Jaws did to take care of some things. Personally, this next to get taken over by the Glass Cannon Collective. He's defending his mass extractors as best as he can, personally. Looks like the Glass Cannon Collective has been deterred from pushing a little farther forward on that bridge just for the moment. Hex is not investing enough resources into land units like he probably should in order to defend the Expansionist side of the bridge. Perspective, it does not look like much work. Jaws should be expanding, building more, but he has inexplicably stopped. This may prove disastrous for him, and especially for the Expansionists. If the Expansionists are eliminated this round, that will ruin their chances of coming into a final fight. In comes some ground support from Axe, along with bombers and a bunch. This massive unit is so great. It may not matter. they're going to continue forward to press into Jaw's base of operations here. They have the numbers, they have the force, the glass cannon collective can wipe them out here. Expansionists in a really, really tough position. Oh, did I just see some artillery fire? I sure did. It looks like Hex has been working on some artillery guns. Question. There it is. Range artillery gun in operation. And it looks like it is trying to destroy that mass extractor there. It does not look like he's able to use those two artillery guns. My apologies, he's got two of them. I see that incorrectly. It is just the one. My apologies. No, two. There are two that are fully operational, along with a small skirmish that's taking place here in the center of this island. It does not look like Hex has the numbers to pull this off. He should pull his units back and regroup with a larger force. But these Weebos are also making it impossible for land units to even get there. They maintain a strong presence there that would cut off any chance of regrouping. Now, he did construct a factory, however, he is not using it. So what exactly his plans are now are unclear. He may be unable to fend off. He may be unable to fend off his glass cannon opponents. And just like that, it looks like the Weebos are moving in. And this is exactly what I was talking about right here. Those bombers will cause problems. They can certainly prevent Riley from taking over this middle portion of the island. But for sure, it does not mean that he isn't to a ground assault. Absolutely it is. Has a decent air defense system. So he will survive. artillery, long-range artillery, trying to thin the herds of ground units, but it may not be enough. That sea factory is coming down fast. Everybody on the ground. The glass cannon collective are showing dawns on land. And if that land gantry does produce an experimental, it is practically guaranteed that glass cannon collectives will be victorious in this match. Ending the game here at 2-0. A glass cannon victory. And here comes the main glass cannon collective. The expansion. They in the air. They're just in their force as mobile anti-air. Another air assault. Base attacks. Air raids will weaken Hex's shields. They can only do so much as shields regenerate over time. And it looks like Hex has also set up some long-range artillery on the small island. You see a long-range missile that has been shot. It is a shield disruptor. This may spell doom for him in the next couple of minutes. As it soars through the air. Experimental shield disruptors now in operation. This may be it for the Expansionists in this best of 3 battle. Hex has taken some damage, but he is, for the most part, still in this fight. Hex is absolutely denying this island, preventing any work from being done on it. Minus the few heavy point defense turrets that have been set up, and some mass extractors. But that is the extent to which his opponents can actually use that part of the island. Here comes another air raid. Onto the a second land gantry being constructed right here on the island, now being claimed by the Glass Cannon Collective. The Glass Cannon Collective may be able to end this match with this force right here on the bridge. They've also got a Fat Boy accompanying them. Albeit much slower, it can come in and shoot from long ranges. They position the Fat Boy right here, shoot across the channel into the base. This is one large force to be concerned about. Not have. Only time will tell if those long-range artillery guns will be able to take it down. And just like that, the land gantry is shut down. So we can only rely on this force right here. This island is a no-go zone for developing anything. Experimental-wise, you cannot set up a forward operating base. You cannot do anything of the sort. Wave is going to envelop these units here. Just like that, they are gone. So all of these units also have from initial strikes or initial damage. Another air raid. Experimental the bridge. This may be more interesting. That Fat Boy is doing its work as a long-range artillery unit. And down goes that. The Expansionists' base. Let's see if Hex is able to hold off this assault for long. And in comes a ship disruption blast. left worth taking a shot. It looks like that is his main long range. Is victorious in this matchup. Glass Cannon Collective survives this round, and we'll move on to a round 3. Next up, match number 2. Happening next week will be the Turtle Bastion going off against the Relentless Swarm. Until then, I will see you all next week. This is NPC Destroyer, signing off.